I don't know if you guys heard, but the Ottawa Senators have decided to finally get rid of their Trojan condom store brand looking logo. And for the 2020 season, they are actually going to be wearing Freddy Krueger's hand-me-down sweaters. Don't go to sleep. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another freaking sweet episode of The Glove Drop, where I tell you about how the Rangers lost again. But before I tell you about the loss to the Ottawa Senators, a 4-1 loss, I wanted to give a huge congratulations to Mika Zibanejad. He was the recipient of the Detective Steve McDonald Extra Effort Award, and if anybody deserves an award for extra effort, it is Zibby.
The winner, the 2019 Steve McDonald Extra Effort Award is number 93, Mika Zibanejad.
Also, quickly, just a huge shout out to everybody who is in the NYPD, everybody who is involved in all of that. For those of you who don't know, I'm born and raised in New York, and I do have family members who are on the force with the NYPD, and the harsh reality was faced by the McDonald family back when Detective Steve McDonald was injured in the line of duty, which rendered him in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Unfortunately, Detective McDonald passed away back in January of 2017, but his son was there, and he gave the award to Mika Zibanejad. And it's crazy, this award has been given out every single year since 1987-1988 season, and you've seen his son, his only son, Connor, grow up, and what's even more amazing about the story is Connor decided to follow in his father's footsteps, and he is now also with the NYPD. So huge congratulations to Mika, and a huge thank you to everybody who is in the NYPD, the FDNY, any branch of the military, anything that people have decided to step up for with the risk of losing their own life to keep the rest of us safe. So congratulations again, Zibby, you rule. And without further ado, we are going to jump right into this game. So the Rangers took on the Ottawa Senators Wednesday night at 7 o'clock at Madison Square Garden, and we lost. We lost 4-1. We were outshot 31-28, and it was basically just a carbon copy of all of the little mistakes that we have been making, especially on defense. We've got Hanky in net, and again, he didn't get the 450th win. So if I look super glamorous, it's because I've been working on my makeup, because I promised I'll do the makeup tutorials if he doesn't get it. I'll figure out how to do my hair at some point. But so we've got Hanky in net, and the Senators have Anders Nielsen in net. And the first period, those two goals were scored because of our poor defense. The first goal was a power play goal. The Rangers got a penalty, Chris Kreider, for tripping. And so you've got four guys on the ice. And when you are shorthanded, then more than ever, you need to be aware of not just the puck, but where that extra man is at all times. Now, when this goal was scored, Bobby Ryan was wide open, and every single person's line of view was on the puck. One perfect pass, and Bobby Ryan is wide open. You have to know where the men are, and you have to know where they are, especially when you are playing shorthanded. So that was just another example of how much needs to be looked at, how much needs to be worked on, and the changes that are going to need to be made in this upcoming season. The second goal was then scored, and this was shorthanded. They scored a shorthanded goal on us. Senators' goal by Zach Smith, and that was 13 minutes or so. And again, just because you are on a power play, everything that I just said about needing to be aware of where every man is at all times, that doesn't change. Booch gets back, but he's not back in the play. So you can see them kind of resting a little bit because they are on a power play. And Zach Smith is wide open and Bucci didn't get back. Just because you have the extra man now doesn't mean that you can just cool off. That is when you need to be fighting even harder, because that is when you're going to get those kinds of plays in motion that you can score on. And the second that you give anybody any inch, it's the NHL. I don't care what team you're on. These guys are incredible players, and these plays will come to action. They will stomp all over you, and they will score, and that is what they did. So we go into the first intermission down 2. The second period was a continuation of these dumb mistakes. The Rangers got hit with 2 penalties 3 minutes in. Brendan Lemieux for holding, and then Gilmore for hooking. So we are now 5 versus 3. And as I've said before, inexperienced players, I'm sure it's very distracting playing at MSG, but you have to get your head right. So both guys were recently pulled up onto the team. Not an excuse. Definitely hope that they were, aware of the mistake that they made, and that this is something that they will be working on too. So initially, when it was 5 versus 3, they did not score. In fact, Hank had one absolutely insane save. It was Duclair comes in and rams it. I don't even know how. You literally have to watch it in slow motion. Hank stops it, loses the puck a little bit, and then Tierney comes in for a rebound, and Hank I don't even know how his leg got there. It's like he has an extra leg. He's like a freaking octopus. Blocks it. But you're not going to not take advantage of a 5-on-3, unless you're the Rangers. You're not going to not take advantage of a 5-on-3. And Brady Tkachuk scores shortly after, about a minute after. So the power play then goes back to 5-on-4 rather than 5-on-3. And out of nowhere, I feel like it was almost like a fluke. The Senators were probably getting lazy because they were up by 3. Lace Anderson, his second goal of the season, scores a shorthanded goal. It's 5-on-4, and Anderson comes out of nowhere and rocks one in past Nilsson. Congratulations, you're doing great. Last but not least, we got the third period. We're coming in. We're down 3-1. I'm literally I feel so bad for Hank, but then you can kind of also see him being like numb to this whole situation because it's been, how many years? He deserves better, I'll say it all the time. The Senators score another goal in the third period. Brian Gibbons scores, and they won 4-1. The game's in the past. We have 2 games left. We're not going anywhere from here. And tonight is the last home game. Tonight we play at MSG for the last time this season, and this has been a wild season, just as far as brand new coach, a bunch of guys who are barely even shaving their own face. They're children. Of course, Glenn Sather steps down as president. And in my opinion, I'm down for that. In fact, I wish that Gordon would step down too. It seems like these guys don't know how to run a team or how to effectively run the team outside of the office setting. That's my opinion. You disagree? You do you. Boo-boo. Boo-nieves. But he steps down. We traded off a bunch of guys, and it was rough for Rangers fans. And if you're still here and you're still hanging, I like you. The Rangers are going to be playing tonight their last home game. 2 games left. They play tonight, and then they play their final game of this season against the Pens. So tonight, 7 o'clock, they take on the Columbus Blue Jackets at MSG. I will be there. If you see me, this is what I look like. I'm 5'11", so I'm 5'11", look like this. Come say hi. Already got a couple of people who've reached out and said they were going to the game and asked if I go, so come on down, or up, or wherever I'm sitting. Just shout me a holler. Hey man, if they win, and he gets 450, I will cry. I will document it, and I will throw it up on the internets. So really quickly too, let's just jump into some playoff stuff. We finally got some teams finalized. So as you know, last time the Pens had not finalized. They hadn't clinched their spot yet, and they have now. So for the Metropolitan Division, we have the Washington Senators, the New York Islanders, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And then for the Atlantic, we've got the Tampa Bay Lightning, Boston Bruins, Toronto Maple Leafs. And for the wild card positions, the only team that has clinched is the Carolina Hurricanes. They have not been in a Stanley Cup playoff since 2008. So I suppose that's a big deal for them. I don't really care. Carolina has clinched their spot, and the Blue Jackets are still vying for that last wild card position. Now, the game tonight could be a huge deciding factor. They are neck and neck with the Montreal Canadiens, and that, as I said in the last video, is that close. As far as the Western Conference goes, everybody has clinched, as well as both of the wildcard positions. So we've got the Nashville Predators, Winnipeg Jets, and the St. Louis Blues. For the Central, for the Pacific, we have Calgary, we've got San Jose, and we've got the Vegas Golden Knights. The two wildcard positions have been clinched. We have going the Dallas Stars as well as the Colorado Avalanche. So tonight, we will see what happens for that last wildcard spot. I will see you guys tomorrow for a post game. In the meantime, as always, let's go Rangers! Woo!